right. Hello and welcome to the Alumni House. As you can see, this is a solocast. I am the Quacker. Matt couldn't join us tonight. If you were just with us, or I guess with me, with Southbound or NFL podcast, you know what's going on here. If not, well, Matt couldn't join us tonight. So it'll be a solo episode. I have his picks here. So as I go through previewing the shows the games for this week, I'll be able to tell you his pick as well as mine. So we'll keep things honest and fair, and it'll be just like he's here. So just so we can kind of keep things a little more entertaining here. I also will play some music in the background while we're doing it this week, just because I enjoy it. I did this a lot when I was doing the audio only versions. So it just, breaks up the monotony of just me talking. So. eligible at this point. They're bowl eligible, and if they win out, if they win their game against Liberty, then they go to the championship game to take on the winner of Western Kentucky Jacksonville State. I'm taking Kennesaw State in this game, and so is Matt. So we both agree on that one. I think this is going to be a really good game. I think Western Kentucky. I think that Liberty has been a good team, not an absolutely great team this year. Memphis is actually the favorite in this game, betting favorite, 3.5 point favorite, which is basically just a push. I am taking Navy in this game. They've played a more consistent brand of football all year. I think, and if they win this game, they go to the conference championship game. You know, Memphis is coming in to play spoiler in this game. I expect Navy to come in focused on what they have to do to accomplish their mission. Right? If you're in a service academy, you're very mission oriented. They're going to be very mission oriented in this game, and they're going to go in to sink the Tigers. Right? I mean, they're going to float down the Mississippi and lay siege to the Liberty Bowl, and I think Navy comes out with a good game, a good win, and will put themselves in the conference championship game. They play it in one of the home. It's a home game for one of the teams in conference. It's not a neutral site game. Excuse me, real quick. That's the only thing about doing solo shows. My throat gets really dry really quick. Let's see. In this one, I'm taking Navy. Matt is taking Memphis. And I can't blame him for taking Memphis in that game at all. This is I think this is going to be a good game, but like I said, I do believe that Navy will be the victor in this one. And we're going to stick with the Service Academy themes here. And because Army going to San Antonio to take on the Roadrunners. UTSA is a 7.5 point favorite. If we're picking this game last year, I'm taking Army all day, every day. Army was absolutely phenomenal last season. They lost a lot of their leadership off last year. Not that there's not leadership on the team, but they lost a lot of their leaders from the team that was so good last year. That was conference champions last year. I'm picking UTSA this one. Both teams get up and down. Army's playing for bowl eligibility. Now they'll have one more shot after this one because they'll play Navy the week after the conference championships. But at that point, bowl eligibility, bowl games are already figured out. So really, if Army wants to play the bowl game this year, they need to wrap it up. But unfortunately, this is, all the Service Academies, all the Service Academies, but this is one where I can't pick Army to win. I think UTSA comes out and wins this one. They've been playing better throughout the season. Quarterback play from Owen McCown has been really good. 25 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. I think this is a good game. I think it's a close game, but I think UTSA comes out to win. I'm picking UTSA. Matt's picking Army. So we got 2 games we're covering here in the Sun Belt. And we're going to start with Arkansas State. Head over to Boone, North Carolina to take on App State. If you were going to say type App State, type in App Store. Just so you know, like that has happened to me so many times. I'm trying to type up notes. And the predictive text is on, and it wants to type up App Store, and that's an aggravation. So App State's the betting favorite, 2.5 points. But if you pull up the game predictor, it's leaning heavily towards Arkansas State. Both these teams are playing for bowl eligibility. Arkansas State has played better once they've gotten into conference play. App State is 2-5 in conference play. So they were 3-1 before they got into conference play, and they've kind of been, wrecked a little bit in conference play this year. I really think that the improved quarterback play from Jalen Raynor, I watched him play against Southern Miss. He's a very good quarterback. I think that he is going to do enough in this game because he can run, but he's also a good thrower, and he now kind of runs to set up the throw. So you'll see him kind of running like he's going to throw the ball, like he's going to take off to run, and before he gets to the line of scrimmage, he'll chuck it downfield, or he'll find the open receiver, or you've come off your man to come up to cover him. So he's become very good at that. I look for Arkansas State to win this game. I think it's a good one. I think it's close. I don't think this is a blowout, but I do think Arkansas State wins somewhere between 7 and 10 points in this one. I see, who did Matt take in this one? He also took Arkansas State, so we're the same there. On to our next game, and this is the game I'll be at. This game here decides the Western Division. Winner of this game goes to the championship game where they'll play James Madison. This is Troy coming to Hattiesburg to play Southern Miss. I always love to look at ticket prices. Tickets for this one are as low as $7. I know that as a season ticket holder, I've gotten an email with tickets in it and a text message today saying, "Don't forget about your free tickets we gave you." Like, they gave 2 extra tickets to fans. They're trying to get as many fans to show up for this one as they can. Southern Miss is coming in on a 2-game losing streak. They're not playing well here, but I think with everything on the line in this one, I think they'll come in and win this game. I'm not like 100% confident like I have been in the past, with Southern. My confidence is shaken with them, just because the defense has been letting a lot of big plays happen. It's been disappointing to say the least. 2 weeks ago, Braylon Braxton was out with a knee injury. He was back last week. They still didn't look great until late in the game. They only lost by a touchdown, but they still lost. And it was disappointing to go in to South Carolina and lose that game. But I think they fit on terms here. I think they win the game, and I think that they're able to clinch the Western Division in Trump's first season. Games and stuff, but our last 4 games have been at 2:30, which kind of sucks, but we have to take what we can get, I guess. All right, on to the ACC, as it's called, all those conferences, because it no longer has the Atlantic ACC now. We'll start out with our first game. This is a championship game, I believe. Maybe they haven't. As far as conference play goes, because of course this being a rivalry game against Georgia, they're playing host this year. Last year it was night game at Georgia. It went to 8 overtimes. It was a heck of a game. Georgia squeaked out the win. Georgia comes in 10-1. They're have locked up. I think I don't want to speak too soon. I think they have locked up their spot in the SEC championship game. Of course, now they're just trying to lock up their spot in the playoff. Of course, Georgia's ranked 4 in this latest playoff poll. Georgia Tech's played well all season, but they're playing their bitter rival. I think Georgia wins this game. I think Georgia's defense is going to keep Georgia Tech's offense in check. I think it's close in the first half, and then Georgia, Georgia Tech. It gets kind of confusing sometimes. I think Georgia comes out in the second half because they've been a second half team this year. I think they come out in the second half and they widen the margin. They're a 13.5 point favorite. I feel comfortable with that. I think they cover, 14 to 17 points. Now, I could be very wrong about that, but I feel pretty good about it. So give me Georgia. Matt is taking Georgia Tech, so we definitely differ there. And that's a Friday game, by the way. That's Friday at 2:30. So some Black Friday football there for these two. The next game we're going to do is Miami taking a trip up to the Steel City. They're going to take on Pittsburgh. Now, Miami comes in, number 12 team in the country, 9-2, 5-2 conference record. Pitt is 8-3. Tech is 3-8, 2-5 in conference. Virginia is 9-2, 6-1 in conference play. Virginia, they know what they have to do at this point. They have to win the game to get in and to lock up their spot in the conference title game and to put themselves in position to go to the playoff. Right? I mean, this is a game that maybe next year, because Virginia Tech is hired James Franklin's coach, which is, I think, a phenomenal move by Virginia Tech. I think next year, I would maybe be a little more hesitant on feeling confident about picking this one, but because of what riding this game, it's a rivalry game, so you always going to beat your rival. I'm taking Virginia. I think this is going to be really not that close to the game. It's a 9.5 point spread with Virginia, but I really think they have a chance to go out and put on a show Saturday the sniffs of this game, SMU is 21 in the country, but they're 6-1, so they're in a three-way tie for first place. If they lose this one, they're out. They're out of the conference race. Well, I guess they're not out, but they're out if they lose this game. Because of the tiebreakers and things like that, I think that they won't be able to play for the the conference title. They have to win this game to have a chance, but they're a 13.5 point favorite. Now Cal has upset some teams this year, but I think SMU comes in and takes care of business. It'll be interesting if the three teams at the top win their games, who gets that chance to play for the title, because then you're going to get in tiebreakers and things like that, and their list of tiebreakers goes on forever. It's a lot they'll have to go through. I didn't want to didn't talk about that one because it was such a wide margin, and it's I actually had forgot about SMU being tied at the top. But all right, so we're going to flip over to the SEC, and I'll quit coughing in a minute. All right, so SEC. Let's start out with the Egg Bowl. Number 7, Ole Miss, 10-1, 6-1, SEC. Headed to start Vegas to play Mississippi State. This is a very heated rivalry. The fans don't like each other for the most part. That's the thing. Ohio State fans get along fine. Just as long as it's not their game. Of course, all the drama surrounding the game is what you do off the field, and that's the Lane Kiffin drama. I think Ole Miss comes in and sits that aside. I think that's the win this game. They're 7.5 point favorites. State's got to have this game to go ball, and I don't think they'll win it this year. 1-6 in conference play. At one point, win a lot more games this year. They beat Arizona State. They won some impressive games, but they lost a lot. They've been competitive. They just haven't been able to close out games. This Ole Miss team is playing for things that they've never done before. Triple win. There's a lot of line this year. Ole Miss comes in this year. At 6:30 p.m. Number 3, Texas A&M, 11-0, 7-0 in the SEC. Is headed to Austin to take on their hated rival, number 16, Texas, 8-3, 5-2 in the SEC. A&M is 1.5 point favorite in this one, so this is basically just a push. Texas is playing a lot better lately. Arkansas is playing a whole lot better lately. We saw what happened to them 2 weeks ago when they went to Athens. They played it 2018. This Texas A&M team is I know a lot of crazy things can happen in the rivalry game. I don't see this Texas team beating this A&M team this year. Mike Elko is probably going to be Coach of the Year in the SEC. Could possibly be Coach of the Year in right? They have a chance to go to the playoffs. I guess there's probably a very outside shot that maybe they get to Atlanta. I don't think that there is at this point. They would have to have a ton of things break their way, but they've only got 2 losses. In the SEC. So, this Tennessee offense has been really good. The whole Vandy team has been good, right? I mean, their defense has been, I'm not gonna say they're absolutely stellar, but they've been solid. The Vandy offense, like, they run the ball very well, and of course Pavia, he's throwing the ball well. He's, in my opinion, he's don't have to earn himself a trip to New York. Whether the Heisman voters, feel that he's done enough, I'm not sure. But he's taking his Vandy program to heights they've never been before. Give me Vandy in this one. I'm taking Vandy for the small upset. I think we're going to see Vandy playing in the playoffs this year. If they win this game, I think they'll be in the playoffs. Matt has also picked Vandy in this one, and we try to pick different. We have some differences here, but we got to the SEC, and it all just kind of seems like it's lined out to the same. Last game we have is the Iron Bowl. This is 6:30. This is an ABC game. You can get into this game for the low price of $372. Number 10 Alabama, 9-2, 6-1 in conference play. Headed to Auburn, 5-6, 1-6 in conference play. Of course, we all know Auburn fired Hugh Freeze earlier this season. Alabama got everything still in front of them. So, chance for the playoffs. Maybe Atlanta. Again, I think maybe. I think they'll have to have Ole Miss lose. And I'm pretty sure that there's still an outside shot for Alabama but like I say, like the biggest thing with them is a shot at the playoffs. They're coming in motivated. One, because it's a rivalry game, but two, because there's a lot left to play for. Right? I mean, conference championships are nice. National championships are a whole lot sweeter. Just ask Ohio State last year, right? They won the conference championship. They played for the conference championship, but they won the Natty. I say that I'm not right. I was right. Yeah. Oregon defeated Penn State last year. I definitely said there after I said that. So yeah, but it didn't affect Ohio State in their run to the championship last year. This Alabama team is very good. They've proven that all throughout the year. They had the fluke loss to Florida State. And we say fluke at this point because this Florida State team was not what they appeared to be. This Alabama team bounced back very well, and they are everything we thought they would be. Ty Simpson, he's played a phenomenal season. This is going to be an easy win for Alabama. I don't think it ever gets close. The closest it's going to be is in the first quarter. Give me Alabama. Give me Alabama big, and Matt also picks Alabama. Now one thing I kind of missed out on at the beginning of the episode, and it's my ADD kicking in, I guess. I was so excited to get into the rest of the episode, I forgot to do the news and notes, so we're going to do the news and notes now. So most of this stuff is teams that we don't really cover here, but it's interesting stuff. So Marshall Falk is expected to be hired as the next head coach of Southern University. Southern University is an HBCU located in Baton Rouge. Of course, Marshall Falk, the Hall of Fame running back, played for the Colts and the Rams. So he's on the Rams team, and they were the greatest show on turf. So I didn't know he was coaching, and I saw the headline today, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. So seeing that he is, it feels like he's already been selected as the head coach. It's just a crazy thing at this point. Maybe working out some fine details. A move I didn't see coming. Jim Moore Jr. become the next head coach at Colorado State. Wouldn't have seen it coming. I really felt like he was building something at the time. He gets a better job than Colorado State, but apparently he didn't feel that way. So, congrats to Colorado State. Got a pretty good coach there. Build a program at a school that really hasn't had much. So, to me, this is a backwards move, but I'm not the one having to make it. So, congrats to Colorado State, congrats to Jim Moore for and finally, Oklahoma State has hired Eric Morris away from North Texas. Now, this does concern teams we cover because we cover North Texas because they're in the American Conference. North Texas is 10-1. They only played for the conference championship this year in the everything I was reading, it looks like that Eric Morris will stay with the team until the other season ends, whenever that is. Playoffs, because it looks like they have they're the leaders in the clubhouse to make it to the playoffs. Over James Madison. So he'll stick with them throughout the run. Unlike, say, if Lane Kiffin leaves Ole Miss for Florida or for LSU or for I guess if he takes an NFL job, he would stay. But if he takes another, especially an SEC job, they won't let him stay to coach the playoffs. Well, North Texas, they're gonna let him stay. So, congratulations to Eric Morris on what I think one of the better jobs in college football. Oklahoma State. I'll get out eventually. Mike Gundy really built them up from not much to a very competitive program that you saw constantly in the top 25, constantly competing for conference titles or in the running for a conference title. I felt like they got cheated out of a shot in 2011 for the BCS to play LSU that year for the title. Of course, it didn't happen. But, them's the breaks, unfortunately for for Oklahoma State. But I if I remember right, they were a bowl eligible team last year. The fall of Mike Gundy, I did not see coming, especially the fall this quickly. But this is one of those things that you just, I don't know what all happened there for that to happen, but the job came open, and Eric Morse is their man. I think they got a good coach there, and this, only time will tell. But sometimes the group of 5, group of 6 coaches, they don't translate to that next level quite as well. Don't always know why. You look at Billy Napier at Florida. He left Louisiana Lafayette to go there. It didn't quite work out the way you would have thought, because he was one of the hottest coaches in the country at that point. But great hire at this point. Looks like a great hire for Oklahoma State. Now North Texas has to find them a new coach. But that's it for this week's episode. You can find the show. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, all at Alone House Podcast, and you can find us on X at Alone House Pod. And of course, you see my handle here, and Matt, when he's here, his handle is there as well. I think it's at Matthew with 2 extra W's, so Matthew WW Brown, like the color. All right, with that, I'm going to get out of here and let my voice rest, because as you can hear, it's getting worse. So, have a good night, guys. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. Enjoy the Thanksgiving weekend full of football. And we'll be